Hey, everybody. This is the Let's Talk Live podcast. I want to welcome everybody in this evening. This is episode 5, and I know it's a little bit of out of order because we had planned to do episode 4 yesterday, but decided to bump the stream, and we'll do episode 4 tomorrow. I have a couple of my mods on the panel for that, and we're going to go over the recent legal documents. But tonight is not about what this stream is about. Tonight is a I don't want to say celebration, but an awareness to Kaylee Jade Day. And before I go into that, I want to welcome all of the new subscribers that have come over to the channel, all the brand new members. We're going to keep this a very quiet evening tonight. No sound effects, no boisterous voices. We're going to keep our voices low in respect because this would have been Kaylee Goncalves' 22nd birthday today. I do want to do this first before we go on. I do want to recognize Jingles has become a new member. I do appreciate that as well. But going back into the purpose of this stream is to bring some awareness. And I just want to bring this up first and talk about it. So this is on the Goncalves family page, the official Facebook page, and I will increase this so we can read it here a little bit. So today is Kaylee Jade Day, and the title under it says, "Do More of What You Love." And it's 6/8/2003, and they're trying to kind of stamp this as her day. And it says, what is Kaylee Jade Day? And I'm going to increase this so I can read it. Kaylee lived every day doing what she loved and what she would like to do every day too, but especially on her birthday, June 8th. Kaylee Jade Day is about where Kaylee Jade Day is a day where we invite you to do something purposeful and make what makes you happy. And right now, I'm happy to be here with all of you that I can report on this. Gardening, cooking, walking your dog, going for a hike, anything that makes your day of a loved one. We don't have Kaylee with us here any longer, but that doesn't mean her love for life, family, and adventure is gone. Help us honor Kaylee by doing something you love with her in mind. And that's especially what I'm doing this evening. Together for her, let's prove that love can never die. And that's absolutely true. And it has on the right side of the flyer here, what can you do? Whatever it is you love. Here are just a few things Kaylee loved. She used to love to go to lunch with a family member or friend. She would plan a vacation. Or their next holiday. Cook a new meal at home you've been wanting to try. Grab a mimosa and an appetizer at a local restaurant. Try a new hike. Wake up early to watch the sunrise. FaceTime friends or family you don't see often. Pay it forward at your favorite drive-through. And those are some really amazing things that was going on. So the Goncalves family said, all right, friends, introducing Kaylee Jade Day. This flyer is rough final. We would have any suggestions for clarity, better wording, different fonts, etc. Let us know if it all makes sense too. We aren't pros at this. Just want to make sure it's totally as perfect as we can make it before printing, distribute locally, and sharing on social media. And I have to say that this is absolutely perfect. They absolutely nailed it, and they captured the spirit of Kaylee. So this is a really great flyer, and I would be proud to have one of these on my wall. So if the Goncalves family would like to send me one, just reach out to me. I'd love to have one here, and I'd put it up on my wall to celebrate Kaylee and to never forget and keep this remembrance going. And it's really great. It's amazing thing that they did this to honor their daughter. So moving forward in my show, I wanted to talk about this article that was up on ABC. So ABC News reported, do more of what you love. Families of the slain University of Idaho students honor their memories. The family of Kaylee Goncalves is spreading the word about Kaylee Jade Day. This article came out on today, on June 8th at 12:27 p.m. Nearly 7 months after the killing of the 4 University of Idaho students at an off-campus home, their families are turning the unthinkable into something positive as they celebrate the lives of the students. The family of Kaylee Goncalves is spreading the word about Kaylee Jade Day to celebrate what would have been her 22nd birthday on June 8th, and inviting people to help them honor Kaylee by doing something they love with her in mind. Kaylee's older sister, Olivia Goncalves, told ABC News that her family plans to watch the sunset together on a beach before returning home to watch some of Kaylee's favorite childhood movies. And that was the flyer that I just read here that we're seeing on screen. Quote, "We don't have Kaylee with us here any longer, but it doesn't mean for her love, life, family, or adventure is gone," Olivia Goncalves said. The Goncalves family encourages everyone to do more of what you love on the day, to share it on social media using the hashtag Kaylee Jade Day. The family and Maddie Mogan also chose to mark what would be her 22nd birthday last month, encouraging people on Maddie May Day to do random acts of kindness and to embody her spirit. Maddie's aunts, who shared planning the day shortly after her death, said in a statement they were seeking a way to grasp some of the positivity as we reeled with her loss, and wanted to honor her mission of spreading kindness to anyone she encountered. The families of Ethan Chapman and Xana Kernodle have also chosen to honor their 20-year-olds publicly with foundations found scholarships in their memory. In April, the Chapman family started the Ethan Smile Foundation, raising money for scholarships for students of Saget Valley, Washington, where Ethan grew up. Ethan, who was a triplet, graduated from high school in Conroe, Washington, and along with his siblings, worked at the nearby Tulip Valley Farms. The farm recently paid tribute to Ethan by naming a tulip bulb mixed Ethan's Smiles. Ethan's mother, Stacy, also written a childhood book in the honor of her son, The Boy Who Wore Blue, the story of a happy kiddo who loves his family, life, and new adventures. A portion of the proceeds from the book will benefit the foundation created in his honor. This past winter, the Kernodle family, along with the University Idaho Foundation, started the Xana Kernodle Scholarship Endowment to help fund scholarship each year for UI students. The family themselves donated a matching $10,000 to the endowment, with Xana's cousins, Sheldon Kernodle, saying it in a tweet that they hope to create some good out of such a terrible, heartbreaking situation. The suspect in the murder of the 4 students, a 28-year-old, and I'm not going to mention him today, was indicted last month on charges including 4 counts. I really just don't even want to talk about this part. We know that. That's not what this is about today. So I just wanted to bring some awareness to Kaylee Jade Day, and I'm going to go on here with a couple more things. Probably a pretty short stream this evening, but definitely wanted to do this in honor. So last night we had the Goncalveses on Banfield. I want to bring that up because it was the first interview before Kaylee Jade Day. They did this interview quite late last night. It was probably around 11 p.m. and it was a live interview. But if you haven't seen that, let's play this here and just see what Christy and Steve have to say.
Thank you both for doing this tonight on the eve of what I can only imagine will be an extraordinarily difficult day. Are you guys doing okay?
As good as you can.
Yep. We're hanging in there right now.
As you plan for this, listen, it's pretty big what you've decided to do. It's very selfless, because as I mentioned, some people would just fall away, but instead you want everybody to be the beneficiary of Kaylee's life. Who came up with the idea?
Actually, it was the Laramie family who started it with Maddie Mayday. And we had been, the girls are exactly 2 weeks apart, both born on Fridays. And Maddie Mayday went by so good. And we were just like brainstorming like what we could do for Kaylee. And we got a hold of Karen, and we asked Karen if she mind if we kind of piggybacked off of that idea. So that's what we did. And that's where the idea came from. And we just kind of ran with it with our own little just a little bit of a spin on it. And we did the do what you love, do something that you love, pay it forward type thing.
Yeah, I love some of these suggestions. I'm just going to read a couple of them that I grabbed off the poster. Go to lunch with a friend or a family member, plan a vacation or a holiday, cook a new meal, maybe grab a mimosa and an appetizer, try going on a brand new hike, wake up early for the sunrise, FaceTime with some friends or family, and pay it forward in some way. I mean, these are all just fantastic suggestions. We should do one of them every day. What are you guys going to do specifically tomorrow with your kids?
Well, tomorrow we're really going to concentrate on pushing that Kaylee Jade Day out to our community. We're paying it forward to several local coffee shops and restaurants with money to start. We've already kind of been running around town, all of us, posting flyers and asking them if they would participate in a pay it forward type program. So that's what we're doing. There are some balloon releases that will be happening as well. And then our family just plans on having just a small dinner with family together tomorrow evening, and plan on actually doing a bigger party with family a little later on in the month when Olivia gets up here, because she's still down in California and she has to be here as well. So.
Yeah, it wouldn't be complete without Olivia and her new baby as well. With lots of reasons to celebrate the grandchildren. Steve, how are the rest of the kids doing? How are Kaylee's siblings pulling through, especially at this time tomorrow when it's going to be tough, even for you, grown adults?
The truth is, it's probably even harder for them. Emotionally, they are super sensitive. It's their sister. They had a relationship with them that lasted. When we went to bed, they watched movies for hours. These girls and their brother were super close. They watched movies. They scared each other. They were just a classical American family, and
They're hurting.
It's hurting. You can't fake this. You can try to make something positive out of it. You can do your best effort, but we're still struggling. That's just the reality of it.
And still, there's, litigation. There's still business to be done. Even on Friday, there's gag order hearings. Do you share any of the information, progress, any of the developments with the kids, or do they really stay out of any of the news?
The older two, Stephen and Olivia, we definitely do, and they're they're adults. They do their own watching and investigating, and whatnot. They're too younger. We try to, our youngest is 10th grade. We try to keep them out of it as much as possible. But if they ask questions, we definitely, answer them.
You can't hide anything with the internet anymore.
We don't lie to them or sugarcoat anything. And they do come to us with questions, and we will answer those questions the best that we can.
How is you mentioned your son, Stephen Jr., how is he doing just in terms of his University of Idaho career? I know that was just, he'd be shell-shocked, and I think he was doing it from home for a while. Does he plan to go back to campus, finish at home? What are sort of the future plans there?
Stephen actually graduated as well. So he graduated, yes.
He graduated with his sister, but he gave up that graduation for his sister. He didn't.
Yes.
That's kind of how we try to raise our children, not to be self-centered and to sacrifice their lives and try to help other people and find value in that. And that's, as a father, that's what I felt like if I could have more children and give them a good life, then I was providing. I got a lot of comfort and enjoyment out of that. So Stephen's built out of the same cloth as I am, and he was like, you know what, this is my sister's day, and I don't even need to have it today.
Yeah.
But we need to get his diploma, put it up in a
celebrate him.
Yeah, we do.
He understands that we will be able to do that. He just understands that right now we just have a focus, unfortunately, elsewhere. But Stephen will have his day that we celebrate his accomplishments as well. And, he knows that we're proud of him as well.
Yeah.
Well, listen, you guys are, I don't know what you're made of, but it's something a lot stronger than the rest of us. Steve and Christy, can't thank you enough for coming on to launch this extraordinary initiative for tomorrow. Thank you for.
So I just want to take pause before I go into this next amazing video that KHQ in Spokane, they did a special with the Goncalves family. It's a 360 coverage. It's one of their segments that they have on KHQ. But I just want to kind of talk about this really quick. I know a lot of people, I've seen a lot of comments on my videos and they say, you know, why do you always talk about Steve and Christy and you don't talk about any of the other families? Well, truth be told, there's not a lot of conversation. There's not a lot of interviews from the other families. It's not that we don't honor them, respect them, and love them just as much, but Steve and Christy have been very forward in the media. So when you have those conversations out there, those interviews, you know, they're accessible. They become very accessible through the mainstream media, and they've been very vocal about this case. That's why we continue to speak about them. But it's not anything like we're forgetting about Maddie, Xana, and Ethan. That's not at all. You know, we know that Ethan's mother just recently spoke about Ethan, and I plan on doing a stream about that. But it's just that Christy and Steve have really been the forefront in this movement, getting, you know, talking, getting information, you know, possible information out there, things that they're finding out, and really fighting for Kaylee. Some families grieve in many different ways, and maybe this helps them through that process to get them, you know, a little bit more involved in, you know, feeling maybe they're a little bit more involved in this investigation. Other families may choose to just sit back and grieve within. You know, we've heard that some of the families are not even going to go to any of the court proceedings, but the Goncalves family said they're going to make it their mission to have someone from their family every single day sitting there in court. And that's their right and their prerogative to do that. So, you know, we don't forget about the other victims here on this channel. And I'm just going back and saying, you know, it's just more that Steve and Christy have been more out there. They've been more accessible. And that's, you know, again, that's probably the way that they choose to grieve in this. They are fighting for their daughter. And maybe that's just the way that they are. From what I understand about their family, from what I've gotten to learn about them, they're very, very close and extremely close in that family. And believe me, all families are not perfect. They all have their problems too. But you know, I don't see anything wrong with what they're doing. And if anything, it helps them. And it helps keep this case to the forefront of the media. And it's a very important case. You know, 4 lives were lost. We need to know what happened. We need to know if the person that is held in jail right now is the alleged killer. And if that person's not, then we need to continue investigating and figuring out who did this. So that's why we talk about the Goncalves family. That's why we talk about Steve and Christy, to honor them, to honor Kaylee. That's why we do streams like this, to honor the victims. And we do it with respect. We do it with respect here. Okay, so let's pull up this next video here. This is a beautiful 10-minute video interview that the Goncalves family gave with KHQ out in Spokane. And I'll play this. And I'm going to tell you right now, I've already previewed a little bit of it. You guys all know I'm a crier. I might get a little choked up during this video, but I'm going to try my best to hold back. But let's do this. Let's play this.
From heartbreak to hope, losing a child, a vibrant child, a radiant smile. For any and every parent, it is your worst fear. For Steve and Christy Goncalves, it is an aching, heart-wrenching reality. We all know what happened to their beautiful daughter, Kaylee, and her friends, Madison Mogan, Ethan Chapin, and Xana Kernodle. That tonight is not our focus, nor should it be. Tonight we focus through her parents on how Kaylee lived. We're hearing from Kaylee's mom and dad. They invited me to their home. They are determined to stand strong and united this October in the courtroom in memory of their beloved daughter. And tonight they are speaking out, making it their mission to let you know that their daughter, her memory matters, that their daughter was a bright light their daughter loved and embraced life. And they implore you to do just that. Every single minute, every second of every day, you're here. Kaylee's birthday is tomorrow. Their message, live for today. And their focus, Kaylee Jade Day. And good evening to all of you. I'm Sean Owsley, live as the sun sets here in Rathdrum, Idaho, just a few miles from where I'm standing. I was invited just a short time ago into the home of Steve and Christy Goncalves. Kaylee Jade Goncalves, her birthday would have been tomorrow. They say it is a day now that they want to honor her memory and celebrate how she lived. They called her simply love and light. And they want everybody to enjoy every minute of every day and do something good and pay it forward. Here is Steve and Christy Goncalves in their own words. Well, first of all, thanks for taking time and letting our cameras come to your home. For all of us, all the hearts in the region, we are with you from day one. We are so sorry, but it's important to celebrate Kaylee's life. That's why we're sitting here. What do you guys want to say? What do you want?
I got to give a lot of credit to this reporter too, because he handled this interview so well and was so kind to the Goncalves family, being allowed to go to their home and interview them, and treated them in this interview with the utmost respect. So hats off to this gentleman that did this interview. It's a really, really great interview. It's well put together, and it's a very great presentation.
Want people to know about her?
We just want people to know that Kaylee was vibrant. She was spontaneous. She was fun. She was just full of life. I know that's so, cliche to say, but I mean, that is Kaylee. She'd sing and dance. And I was just going through all of our we have a ton of pictures. And just last night I said, look at this. There's not a single picture of Kaylee that she's not smiling from ear to ear. Not a single one. Whether she's in the up front of it or the background of it, Kaylee is smiling.
Her smile, so vivid.
So vivid.
For both of you.
Yeah.
The heartache, I can't even imagine, from November. And we don't need to revisit that. Everyone's aware of what happened. What we want to do is focus on Kaylee Jade Day. And for you, as her dad, what do you want people to do? What does this day mean to you, and what do you want them to hear?
What we want is people to remember each one of these victims for the uniqueness of what they had. Kaylee had her uniqueness. Maddie did. Xana did. Ethan did. And if every family can just help a little bit establish and share that life story, I think America is already shown that they're interested, and they're outraged.
They love our girl, almost as much as we do. Honestly, they've become America's children, almost the world's, almost, honestly, from where we've we've just felt the love from. And Kaylee Jade Day specifically is about her on her day, on the day that she was born, honoring her, and doing something that you love to do.
I love that message. And I've been here for about 15 minutes. It's the first time we've met. What stands out to me is the bond between you two. You can feel the love.
Yes.
And you have to rally for each other.
Mm-hmm.
What has that meant to lean on each other? The darkest of days that you could even imagine, and you can't unless you've been through something, unfortunately, that you've been through.
This man is my everything. I mean, my absolute everything. He has supported this family. He has carried us all through this. He has been so strong. I know he grieves, and I know he hurts, and he never shows that. He stays strong for us, and he's always making sure that we're okay.
Yeah, sometimes I'll miss an appointment or something, and she's like, "No, babe, you got to be there. You got to be there for me for this one." I'm like, "All right. If it's important, I'll be there.
Well, you both seem to have a quiet strength that I pick up on, and a tenacity, and we've seen that obviously in some of the interviews that you've done in the past. Was she that way?
Absolutely.
She's tough.
Yeah.
This whole family is tough, and I see this toughness in Maddie. I see this toughness in other families too, and I just want people to understand that we all got robbed. As a community, we got robbed, and it was somebody coming from the outside in And we still got a court case. We still got to see some evidence. Some things have to go. The defendant is still innocent until proven guilty. But if you came here to hurt our kids, you picked the wrong community to do that. And I feel strongly that we'll see this through, and the right thing will happen. The right justice will happen.
I think it's going to do everybody that sees this interview, their heart some good to at least see you guys be able to smile through tremendous pain. The court case, I don't want to dwell on it a lot in this interview because we're focusing on Kaylee Jade Day.
Perfect.
But being there in the courtroom, why is that so important to you?
Justice doesn't just fall out of the sky in your lap. I mean, the times have come to where I feel like you have to be a part of it. You have to make sure that everything's happening in the right order. And, it's not like the 50s where, it was easy. You had a town of 200 people. Now we're in millions. So I feel like you've got to be involved. You got to reach out to the officers. You got to communicate with them. You have to work with them. You have to go the extra mile, pass on tips, encourage tips, do all these things. And then, you tried, and if you don't get justice, at least you tried.
I feel that it's important to be in the court for my daughter.
This is a local,
for her every single day,
local.
fighting for her, letting them know that we're not going anywhere. We may hear and see some things that we don't want to, and I know we could back out at points, and I'm sure I will have to. But my daughter endured something terrible, horrible, and
we're not running away from that.
As a mother, I feel like I need to know. I mean, to a certain point, I need to be there because I need to know what happened. I mean, we know the outcome of what happened, but why did it happen? And
we have other children. Unfortunately, we have to learn from this, and we have
be
to
there for
And you still have to be strong parents for them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're suffering like you're suffering.
Absolutely.
And they come to us like, is this a rumor? Is this fake news? Is this real? And so I got to be involved. I have to know if they're
they
just
hear
being...
stuff. People call them, and Autumn, she's 18 years old. She came and crawled in bed with us last night, and snuggled up. I was like, wow, she snuggled up next to him and fell asleep in his arms, and fell asleep for about an hour, and I was like, hey, that's what she needs,
Well, you have been tremendously gracious to invite me here, our cameras, for everybody that's watching the 630 to listen to your insight into who your daughter was. And I think it's important to highlight her memory and who she was and the difference that she made. Kaylee Jade Day, obviously her birthday. Final thoughts just from each of you. Somebody that never knew her and never met her. Tell them what she was like.
You would love her right from the get-go. She was charismatic. She was funny. She, just that smile alone was so warming and welcoming. People would, just wanted to, to talk to her, and she was outgoing, and she was bubbly. She wasn't shy. But she was a strong girl, and she stood up for herself. She was smart. She was always down for a road trip or something fun to do, because she just wanted to have fun.
She always wanted to make memories. She always wanted to be like the one to force us to go do something crazy. Even
when you're tired, she wanted to live life.
Yep.
She'd pull up the laptop and say, we're going to book a vacation.
We're booking it.
To the Caribbean islands.
And we'd be like, whoa.
And we're like, for real? And she's like, come on, you know you want to go.
Those memories you just have to lean into and cherish those.
Yeah.
Just a one word final response. Kaylee Jade to you was?
Light. One word. So
spontaneous. It was spontaneous.
I mean, love of course, but I mean, she was a light.
Steve and Christy Goncalves there on the porch of their home here in Rathdrum, Idaho, reflecting on the life cut short of their daughter. And they say tomorrow, take a minute. Do something kind for somebody else. Look at what's good in your life. Lean into that. Appreciate it in the moment. Their words. I have to tell you, as we were leaving, they gave me a hug. They said, thank you for letting us tell our story. And I hugged them back, and I said, the entire community is with you and have been since day one. Steve and Christy, thanks for inviting us in your home. as we go to break. Tomorrow, Kaylee Jade Day, her birthday. Here is the flyer that they put out, and they say, remember her and smile like she did.
All right. That was an amazing interview with KHQ. I believe it's out of Spokane. I might have misspoke on that. Kind of weird, misspoke on Spokane, but I think it's out of Spokane. Maybe one of my Pacific Northwest friends out there can let me know, but I think I read it was KHQ in Spokane. You know, I think the reporter at the end said something very valuable in that interview, in the sense of he was very honored that the Goncalves family opened their home to him. And I would say that if you have that opportunity, you know, any mainstream media organization, small newspaper, anything, do it the right way, treat it with respect. You know, these families are going through an immense amount of pain right now. You can only imagine what they're going through. But if you get that opportunity to do it the right way. Treat them with respect. Treat it with respect. Make sure it's all sorted out before you go forward. And you know, that's really what I have to say, because they don't have to open up their home to anybody. They don't have to talk to anybody. They're doing this to keep this out into the media, to keep it out, so we understand, and we keep this case to the forefront every single day. And again, I go back, maybe this is just a way of therapy for them. So again, you know, we had that stream a couple of nights ago. Laura was on my channel, and we talked about how I find it crazy that they've become the bad guys in this, that the Goncalves family, the families of these victims, the victims themselves have become the bad guys, and the vile crap that has been said about all of them. I just don't understand it. So here's my invite to the G's. If you're watching this, and I know that Christy watches a lot of the YouTube channels that cover, you know, her daughter and the case in Idaho, my invitation is to you. If you ever want to come on my platform and voice and get your voice out there, my invitation is to you. So I'll leave that open invitation. You can get in touch with me. All my contact information is on my YouTube channel. So, and again, you know, I just want to finish this stream up here soon. Before I get to this, I just want to pull up this new member here. Terry Dean has re-upped her membership. I appreciate that, Terry. Thank you so much. And before I wrap this up, I just wanted to do a short stream tonight. We're going to come back with a much longer stream tomorrow night. And let me get the link for that. We're going to have a couple of my mods on the panel tomorrow. We're going to go over the new legal documents that dumped. I don't want to make that about tonight, because tonight is about Kaylee Jade Day, spreading that, honoring Kaylee, honoring the victims, getting this day out there so we never forget. But one thing I want to kind of walk away with, and kind of a parting word in all of this, and I had to kind of write it down to get all my thoughts together. You know, listen, the channel has grown. The stream that Laura and I had 5 days ago, that video essentially went viral about the Goncalves family, has over 50,000 views on it. My sub count is literally going through the wall, you know, the wall, the roof, and it's great. We have a lot of brand new subscribers over here. I love it. Once I get back on a regular schedule, hope we can get more people in the live chat. But I appreciate all the new subscribers. Believe me, it's been amazing. This January so far has been great. Now it's funny. A couple months ago, I was like, oh, 5,000. Now I'm like looking at almost 10,000 subscribers here, and hopefully soon. I think it'll be really great. And when we do that, we can do 10,000 celebration stream. But what I do before I leave, I want to end tonight's I guess program or stream with some thoughts, and I wrote this down. And it's just interesting to see that some of the comments that I see on the videos kind of get me thinking. So while going through recent comments left on my videos over the past week, I noticed that a majority of the people still believe that this entire situation revolves around drugs. So I asked myself, why is that? Is it because Emma Bailey and her accomplice were arrested in connection with potential drug-related incident that resulted in someone's death? Is it because there's a possibility that Emma Bailey was captured on camera partying at King Road? Or is it because Xana's mom has her own struggles with substance abuse? When I take a step back and consider the entirety of the situation, I fail to see any evidence supporting the notion that these young individuals were deeply involved in a large-scale drug operation centered around the King Road house. Perfect example. Did you just watch the video of that family? It gives me no indication that this is a drug-related thing. Moreover, there's no indication that these kids come from broken families or are suffering from any type of drug addiction. I would like to ask those who hold such beliefs, have you thoroughly examined the case file and files? Really, have you looked at them? Or is it simply the easiest way to explain things based on personal biases or experiences with law enforcement, the media, maybe possible incarceration, arrest, maybe your own struggles with substance abuse? But let me leave you with that thought and really think about it. And I think that's how I'm going to end tonight's stream. So this is for Kaylee. This is for the Goncalves family. Use your hashtag Kaylee Jade. Let's get that out there. I appreciate everybody watching this evening. Let me drop the link here before I head out for tomorrow night's stream, where we're going to go through some of these legal documents that just dropped. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Episode 5 on the Let's Talk Live show. And Brian, I'll see you guys back tomorrow, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You all have a good night.